Flow line faces, the art of freedom. Since I was a child, I discovered a special place within me, a space where I felt completely free and full of joy. It was my imagination, a limitless playground where creativity flowed effortlessly. And like many kids, I loved to create art, making gifts for my father on birthdays and Christmas, Father's Day. No matter what I made, he always responded with love and encouragement. This made me want to create even more. My father was passionate about art. Our home was filled with works by famous artists like Warhol, Mapplethorpe, and Christo. Their presence inspired me, making me believe that art could be more than just something I did for fun. It could be a way of life. However, as I grew older, society told me I had to choose a career, but I couldn't see myself in any role except as an artist. What was the problem? Well, the world didn't seem to have a clear path for artists. The idea of the starving artist was everywhere, and many famous artists had tragic lives filled with pain, addiction, and suffering. I didn't want to choose between financial security and following my heart. I wanted both. Could I find a way to be an artist and live a joyful, abundant life? Could I follow my heart without all the suffering that seemed to follow so many creatives? After all, culture keeps reiterating you cannot have your cake and eat it too. So I decided to use my life as an experiment. And I was determined to find a way. I made a simple choice. I would always follow my intuition, no matter what. I was willing to sacrifice comfort, but I was not willing to sacrifice my heart's truth. To deepen my understanding, I explored meditation of all kinds, traveled to sacred sites around the world to study wisdom from different cultures, and over time, I began to see a universal truth. It was possible to live with joy, abundance, and freedom while staying true to the heart. The key was learning to trust the flow of life. This is when I begin to discover the flow line faces. One day, by what I can only describe as divine coincidence, I discovered a new way of drawing. I would place my pen or brush on a paper, clear my mind, and allow my hand to move without judgment per se. Something like mental neutrality. Instead of thinking about what to create or judging mistakes, I let intuition guide me. This became one of my active meditation forms. It was a way to surrender my thoughts and enter a state of pure flow. And the more I practiced, the more I realized that my drawings almost always turned into faces. It was as if each piece reflected a soul, a deep and timeless presence beyond words. This was the birth of the flow line faces. It was an artistic practice that connected me to my intuition, my heart, and a state of total dynamic freedom. So, living in the flow. Well, I dedicated my life to this experiment. Could I align my body, heart, and mind to live in a state of creative flow? Could I trust my intuition to guide my life, just as it guided my art? Well, with time, I found my answer. It was yes. This way of living led me to deep inner joy, a passionate and loving marriage, and even raising a child in an environment filled with creativity and freedom. It showed me that the path of an artist, a path often seen as risky and unstable, could actually be one of abundance and harmony. This is the purpose of the flow line faces. The flow line faces are more than drawings to me. They are a bridge to the heart, a reminder of the freedom and joy we all have within us. They're like a mandala. They serve as a visual tool to awaken something deep inside the viewer and the creator. To look at them deeply is to step into the flow, the infinite potential within one's own heart. Just as my second exhibition was called Trust the Flow, this is the lesson my art carries. When you surrender, trust, and create from the intuitive heart, you unlock a life of true freedom.